Quarterback in the league. Oh, what a catch by Jay Nathaniel. Touchdown, Hurricanes!
Shooter taking a shot deep. Open target. And her third. From left to right. Sets off. Oh,
down.
Watch him. He's going to step. He's going to go for the. It fell from the sky into air and ice hit. Kinnick Stadium first opened in 1929, and tonight it will play host to Boise State and Iowa, as Boise State will look to solidify their pit invite. Iowa wants to spoil the park. Hello, and welcome to everybody watching live on YouTube. I am Jeff Melanish, and joining me once again is Matt Hatchell. Matt, opportunity for a play spoiler if you haven't seen it happen. Welcome to tonight.
Yeah, Jeff, I've been lucky enough. I've called quite a few Boise State games this season, and if there's one piece of advice I can give this Iowa defense going into tonight, constant pressure on Ryan Smith will keep you in this game. You're going to come up big on offense. Starts first, coming on the defense side of the ball.
As Boise State will start with the ball first, you take a look at Matt McCray, the receiver for Boise State. It's going to be Ryan Smith starting in the pistol full house, and he will throw that away on first down.
And that's a great start from Iowa, coming out quick, forcing that big incompletion on the first play. That's what you need to do for the Hawkeyes. You got to keep it up for this first drive.
2nd and 10. Ball fake. Witten getting in the backfield, forces Smith to throw that away.
Yeah, that's a great start. Quick third down here. Let's see, can the Iowa defense hold it for a very quick 3 and out?
3rd and 10. Smith will look to throw, sets his feet. That is going to be a catch. Timothy Banger picking up 17 on the in-breaking route.
Yeah, great route there from Banger, right over the middle. Iowa opted for that zone, but Banger's route just leads him right in front of the safeties. Not able to do anything there as Tymirus Green makes the tackle.
Opening drive of the game in this one. Boise starting with the ball first. Well, they got the white and blue unis for tonight and the black helmet. 1st and 10. Gets it out to Tyree, excuse me. He will pick up 9.
Yeah, great job for Tyree there, taking what that screen was able to give him and cutting it upfield, able to pick up 9. Great job by Iowa to contain that, though. A lot of times Tyree is able to bust that for a big double-digit yard gain.
2nd and short. Playbook open They're going to go empty set from tight formation. Smith in the backfield all alone. Going to look to throw, and that will be a catch. And turning upfield, Tyler picking up 9.
Yeah, Tyler able to pick up 9 there. Iowa, they were able to get pressure on Smith to start this drive. Haven't been able to do it since.
First down and 10. The drive continues. Tyree trying to go up the right side. He picks up 4 on the play.
Yeah, good run there by Tyree, picking up 4. If Iowa wants to try to contain this run, they certainly are capable of it, but you got to be wary of Ryan Smith's ability to run it himself as well as the passing game.
2nd and 6, going to motion Tyree back into the backfield. Ball fake, throwing it to the near side. There's McCray. He will pick up 9 and another first down as the drive continues as Boise State marching down the field.
Yeah, great job by McCray, able to keep those feet in bounds and cut upfield to pick up the first.
23rd reception of the season for Matthew McCray. 1st and 10 for Smith. He's going to try to take off, but there's Witten. He will be sacked for a loss of 1.
Yeah, Austin Witten, the lone senior on this defensive side of the ball, starting his last game tonight. He wants to go with a bang, and a great job there bringing down Smith for the loss.
It is a perfect night here for football. Clear. Light breeze, 71 degrees. Iowa City. It's going to be a good one. Empty set once again, this time spaced out a little bit than the bunch set we saw a little earlier. That's going to be caught underneath by TJ Williams, picking up 8 yards. Going to bring up 3rd and short.
Yeah, great job there by Williams, but a better job by the Iowa defense, especially after how those first 2 plays happened. Boise State really driving so far. If Iowa can hold to a field goal here, that's a big W.
See if this defensive line can come up and make another big play. 3rd and 2 to the end zone. That is caught. Toe drag swag. McCray in the back of the end zone.
That's a great throw there from Smith. I thought Cole Welchel, the safety, was going to get over there in time to bat it down, maybe even an interception, but just not able to. McCray able to bring it down, and Boise State quickly getting some points up on the board.
A nice drive. 10 plays, 70 yards, converted a couple 3rd downs. A couple big plays as well by the receivers. That's how you start the game off right on the right foot if you're clutch and the rest of the coaching staff from Boise.
Yeah, but if I'm Iowa coming out now, I just have to shake that off. We know how good this Boise State offense is, Jeff. You're not going to hold scoreless. You know that. You have to put points on the board to win the game. So now you got to come out and play the game that you're wanting to on offense. I expect to see Justin Morris Jr. here get started quickly. I talked to Taddy Griffin, the 80 for Iowa. This is his final game leading these Hawkeyes, Jeff. He wants to focus on getting JMJ started quick. I want to see that tonight.
Well, they'll start with a run and up the middle. Justin Morris Jr., he'll pick up 9 on the first play of the game for him on offense.
And that's a good start, Jeff. I've called a good amount of these Iowa games, too. JMJ, he has looked shaky these last few weeks. Just does not look comfortable back there. He needs to be able to settle down tonight and get going.
2 receivers to the top. JMJ throwing it across the middle. That will be caught. Josh Constant picking up 12 and a first down.
The senior-to-senior connection. 2 of the 4 seniors on this offense connected right there. Justin Morris Jr. and Josh Constant playing their final game.
They're going to come out with trips to the top. Justin Morris Jr. will look to throw. He is going to take off. He escapes the pocket that was closing in on him, and he picks up 6.
Yeah, he just hasn't had a big success running the ball this season, has Morris Jr., but he's been able to find parts in games to really break off big runs, and that's going to be his key. Sit back in the pocket and let the play develop, and then if nothing's there, that's when you have to tuck in and run.
4 down defensive lineman for Boise State here on 2nd and 4. Trips to the top once again. Justin Morris Jr., he's going to take off, maybe too ill-advised. Let those routes develop. Instead, he's going to be sacked by Trace Jones.
And that's what I was just talking about. That's what he can't do, really. Just kind of immediately called out of that pass play and decided to run the ball as Jones with the big hit there. But that's something you can't do if you're Morris Jr. You have great receivers. You have to let them do their thing and get open.
Appreciate all 26 watching on YouTube currently. We'll get to some of the names here in a little bit. Remember, 26, we only got 4 likes. Smash that like button one time. Justin Morris Jr. going to throw it to Constant. It is caught and to the 25, picking up 31.
And that's what I'm talking about right there, letting the play develop. Beautiful throw there from Morris Jr.'s Constant. simply beats Daniels off the line. Daniels playing some press coverage, and that's where that zone beats you right there. Open space on the sideline. Great throw from the Hawkeyes.
This has been a wrecking crew all season long. Bright spot for this Iowa offense. Justin Marks Jr. looking to throw once again, gonna float that. Almost picked off by Peyton Parker. He knows what to do with it once he picks it up, but this time it falls incomplete.
Yeah, you gotta be smarter than that if you're Morris Jr. If you're gonna throw that pass, you can't float it like you did there.
2nd and 10, empty set for Justin Marks Jr. No one in to block. Blitz coming, gets rid of it. Not on the same page. That's gonna fall incomplete. 3rd down, just like that.
Yeah, it looked like he might have had a man there, 2 men actually, but just ended up hitting the defender in the back. Iowa now kind of coming to a hard stop.
2 receivers to the near side. Let's see if they can pick up the 1st down. Need 10 yards to keep this drive alive. Justin Marks Jr. fumbles the football. It is scooped up by the D line, and that is a turnover back to Boise State.
And that's just something you can't have happen there. That is just something you have to get rid of the ball, as we see the big hit coming from Tyler O'Curran, the sophomore linebacker. And if you're Morris Jr., at the very least, you throw that ball away. You don't lose yards there. You're at the very end of field goal territory. That's just not something you can do there.
Picked up by the walk-on, so he will get a fumble recovery, but it won't go into the stats. You hate to see it. 1st and 10. Blitz coming from the corner. Oh, but Smith delivers a nice dot, and that is caught by Nyrese Davis.
Yes, that's Zachary Mayo, the corner, coming in there on the blitz. Not able to get there quick enough, though. And a great throw from Smith finds the open man. And the big pickup there for the Broncos. I think they're looking for blood right now, Jeff.
Yeah, they are. And coming in looking for a block was Banger as well. Looked like he wanted to lay somebody into tomorrow. Yeah, I like it when you see the receivers coming back down to block. Trips to the near side. Smith looking to throw. That's going to be caught. Short gain by Davis. This time held to a gain of 4.
Yeah, it's a great job by Burt McDowell, the sophomore middle linebacker. They're able to hold him to just a gain of 4. But again, Smith, 8 for 10. He's really finding his rhythm right now.
Bunch set with the quads to the top of the formation. That's going to be caught by Williams, breaking out of 3 tackles. Whoa, doing some work. He picks up 5, though.
Yeah, great job by Williams. As again, Smith almost gets sacked, but gets rid of it quick enough. If I'm Iowa, I got to stop bringing corner blitzes. I got to have our linebackers back there.
They're going to come out with the same formation, this time to the near side. That is going to be knocked away. 4th and 1. Zachary Mayu with the deflection.
And that's a great job right there as Boise State going for the long field goal.
Snap is down, 47-yard field goal is good. Right down Broadway. Like Cam Parker worked in practice, and that's going to be an early 10-0 lead with 4:08 to go in this 1st quarter. Appreciate everybody tuning in on YouTube up to 25. We got Tyree, we got Bucknut, Mike Jones, Christina, Clutch making an appearance, Rashad, Jerry, CJ, D. Smith, Venom showing up, Hawkeye Central showing up. Appreciate everybody tuning in on this Thursday evening. As we get after this, we'll only have 2 games left of week 8. Quick bubble screen, that will be caught by Cash. He will pick up 1 for his troubles as Parker's there to lay him down.
Yeah, great job there by Cash to try to fight for those yards, but a better job by Boise State containing. If I'm Iowa, though, I got to take – the screens aren't going to work tonight. I got to have 3, 4, 5-yard completions at least.
Trips to the top of the formation for Justin Marks Jr., but it is on the weak side of where the ball is placed, and that goes for no gain, maybe hindering it. Maybe they could have flipped the play and ran it to the near side where they had plenty of room.
I think that's exactly what should have been done there on that play, Jeff. You got to recognize and make the audibles if you're JMJ.
Trips, this time they go to the side with the more space to work with. That will be caught by Constant on a nice little stop route for 11.
Yeah, great job by Constant, though. I mean, Morris Jr. and company not showing any pressure or being phased right now, looking to put points on the board.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Morris Jr. will look to throw. Oh, as Ennis just let the defensive end get in there, almost disrupting the play. but it goes to McAllister for 3.
Yeah, and they're able to pick up yards there, but almost a bad play there.
Here we go, 2nd and 7. Justin Morris Jr. to Constant, another first down conversion to Constant, who looks like he's going to be a constant pain in the side for Boise's defense.
Yeah, if I'm Boise State right now, I got to be putting bodies on 83 in black every play.
Morris Jr. will be sacked on the play. He will go down. DJ Jones with the sack.
And DJ Jones, the senior, making a big play there, just kind of stumbling forward through his man, it seems like, but able to get to Morris Jr. for the sack. Huge tackle there by the senior.
Second and 14. Looks like Boise might bring some pressure with the blitz. No, just going to be a drop zone, and that is going to be incomplete. Nowhere to go. 3rd and 14 coming up.
Yeah, great job by Boise State. They're really developing now, but again, I mean, Iowa's converted these 3rd downs before, Jeff.
They have. Look for Constant. He's to the near side. On the outside. Gonna check it, though, around the 48-yard line. Tycoon picks up 5. That will be the end to this drive.
Yeah, I'm not liking all the checkdowns from Iowa here. I think, I mean, 3rd and long, you got to get it at least close. 4th and 9 isn't going to do you many favors.
Punt is away, fielded at the 15. And a couple broken tackles by Rashad Black, showing some power. Picks up 13.
Yeah, now I want to see what can this Iowa defense come up to stop Boise State. Can they make that big play that they're looking for?
First down and 10 for Smith and company. Already 2 straight drives at scoring some points. Smith breaks off a tackle. Oh, what a hokey doke. He's got the first down to the 40 to the 45 to midfield inside Iowa territory.
Yeah, great job there. On moving forward. Love the play call there.
And the okey doke to get around Griff Martin. Breaking off Wenzel. Martin again. That's how you get to the 49-yard line. It's Vinny saying, let's go, sportsbook. 2-by-2 set. Ryan Smith, ball fake. Gonna take a shot. It is caught to the 10, to the 5. Out of bounds at the 1. Great play. And that's Elliot Griffin with his first catch of the night.
Yeah, big play there by Griffin as Bryce Simmons not able to bring him down, but slows him down enough for his teammates to catch up. But Boise State coming out guns blazing early on, Jeff.
1:40 to go as the clock now starts to tick. Got the bunch set to the tight side to the right of the formation. To the end zone. That is another touchdown pass. This time, Elliot Griffin joins the scoring party.
Yeah, and that's just a good play there by Smith. Sits in the pocket. His offensive line gives him enough time and just finds the open man in Griffin, and another 7 on the board for Boise State.
17-0 with 1:30 to go in this first quarter. And Matt, now if you're Iowa, you got to start thinking about, we got to start throwing it deep.
Yeah, they had too many check down passes. I go back to that 3rd down we saw in the last drive. You're looking at 3rd and long, and I don't know if that's the only open man or what, but you're throwing a little 5-yard check down. You can't be having that, Jeff. You got to be taking some shots here. I need to see 5 6-yard completions. Maybe get the running game involved a little bit more. Try to free up those receivers.
The trips to the top of the formation for Justin Morris Jr. He's going to look to that side. He finds Tycoon with a gain of 3.
And that's not a bad start, though. Short pass, able to hopefully build on that, but you can't rely on those 3-yard passes, Jeff.
No, you cannot. 2nd and 7 now, and you have to start hitting the middle of the field here a little bit. Morris Jr. will look to throw. He's going to try to take off. Still upright. Breaks out of a tackle. Slides down for no gain on the play. Just like that, quickly after 2 plays, it's 3rd and 7.
Yeah, Peyton Parker coming up for the tackle. But, I mean, Jeff, where is Kyrian Ennis? Why is he not getting any handoffs right now? I mean, I understand this is a very pass-oriented offense, but right now you got to get something going. Why not try the run game a little bit?
Exactly. And he had a touchdown last week, I believe, against Ohio State. And he had 2 exactly, and that is going to be Ennis. He makes an appearance. He finds 2 yards. Needed 4 more for a chain mover, but instead it's going to be a 3 and out. Ball back to Boise State that scored on the last 3 possessions.
Yeah, and if you're Iowa, at the very least, you got to grind that clock out a little bit more. Give your defense some time to rest. The score's already not very favorable for you, and if your defense is constantly out there, they're going to get tired, and that score's just going to get worse.
It looks like a clipping call is going to bring this one back from Boise. So not the best starting field position after TJ Weinreich will be called for that penalty. That will go against him.
Weinreich the junior, I think, just getting a little too excited there, causing the clipping penalty. You know, he's been kept quiet as a safety, so he's wanting to make a hit. It's not the right time.
Here we go. 30 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Ball fake. Smith. All types of time in the pocket now. Surveying the field. That is a dot for a touchdown. Matthew McRae. 1 play. Touchdown is all we need for Boise.
Ooh, that's Smith, 200 passing yards in the first quarter, and I mean that's just what you expect from this Boise offense. With the type of players they have, those types of plays are not out of their realm, and McRae just beats every defender there for the big touchdown.
With that, if there was an opportunity to play spoiler, the Cinderella story is starting to close tightly around the Iowa Hawkeyes as it's 24-0 with 22 seconds remaining in just this first quarter.
Yeah, now if you're Iowa, at the very least, get some stuff going. Try to find some momentum to build on because, I mean, Jeff, you mentioned it. We're still in the first quarter.
238-73. Not a recipe for success. Still have yet to see a turnover as well in this game. Oh, no, actually we did see a turnover. Excuse me about that.
We did
see a turnover. Yeah, it was a fumble. 1st and 10, and that is incomplete as they were looking for, I believe, Kostick coming across the middle.
Yeah, and that's just great coverage by Boise State there. I think they're kind of figuring out who the big players on Iowa are now and not giving guys like Constant a big chance here.
2x2 set, halfback screen time for Ennis. He has it around the 20, and he drags the defender Parker for a gain of 1.
Yeah, able to get 1 there. Let's see, can Iowa convert this 3rd down now?
Or excuse me, it was Dawson Daniels. My apologies, the one with the tackle. And that is going to do it. 2 of 5 on 3rd down, and we'll get a 3rd down after this to start the second quarter. It's been all Boise to start, 24-0. Iowa come out and comeback. We'll see. Second quarter coming up. You're watching CFSL presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. Teams flip sides, 2 of 5 on 3rd down. Empty set for Justin Morse Jr. No one in to block. Blitz coming. Gets rid of it across the middle. Finds Cash. That will be only a gain of 7. Needed a gain of 9 to move the chains. And that will be a 3 and out.
Yeah, again, Iowa coming close, but not able to do anything, and almost got the defender to jump there. Couldn't quite get it. And now having to punt the ball again, and Boise State once again going to get great field position.
As a good return by Black inside Iowa territory. Picking up 18. Going to be around the 45-yard line of Iowa.
Yeah, now I'm curious. What are the Broncos going to do here? I wouldn't be surprised if they take another deep shot.
I wouldn't either. They're going to go ball fake. Smith all day, floating it across the middle. That will be caught. Griffin picks up 18.
Yeah, and Griffin really just making his presence known now. I mean, 22, average yards per catch right now. I mean, just great route run there. Beats his man, loses him, and a great throw there by Smith.
That was Lincoln Griffin in coverage. The elite corner.
That's freshman on freshman violence.
Yeah, it is. That's how you hurt an ankle. You roll it. Bunch set to the near side as Ryan Smith has been dotting up this Iowa defense as TJ Williams finds a gain of 1.
Yeah, good job there by the defense coming up, only holding him to 1. I need to see Iowa do it consistently, Jeff, and something they haven't done since that first drive. Pressure. I need pressure.
Yeah, I haven't seen Winton since. Floating it. It is caught. Davis picks up 4, 3rd and 5 coming up for the Broncos.
Yeah, great job there. Let's see here. Can Iowa hold them to a field goal here? I think if they do, that's got to be considered a W for the Iowa defense.
2 receivers to the near side, 1 to the top. Smith's going to look to throw pressure in his face from Witten. Barely gets the ball away. It falls incomplete. We will see the field goal unit come on.
And that's exactly what Iowa needed. I know it might not seem like much. They're still possibly getting 3. But you got to take that as a W for your Iowa, and you got to learn, all right, keep that in the back of our mind. Bring some more pressure if we have to.
Parker knocks it through the uprights. Second field goal of the game is good. It is now 15 of 17 on the season. And with that, 27-0, a 4 touchdown deficit for Iowa, as Cash will knee that into the end zone. But Matt, how do you, if you're on Iowa's sideline right now, what are you saying to Justin Morris Jr. to come out for this possession?
I just got to tell him, hey, this is your last game, man. You're the determining factor on how do people remember Justin Morris Jr. It's up to you. You know how you need to come out.
Almost picked off by Reinrich. Would have made up for that penalty for clipping, but it falls incomplete.
Yeah, that's just great coverage there by Weinrich. You know, he's been really great all season, dropping back into coverage, even though he's not afraid to come up and lay a big hit.
Back screen, but they can't even get rid of it. They'll throw it out of bounds. Justin Morris Jr. now has a 3rd down in front of him.
Yeah, and I want to see what Iowa can do here. I'm expecting, keep an eye on those trip sets near us here, Jeff. I'm expecting somebody from that trio to make a reception.
3rd and 10. Morris Jr. will throw on the run, and that's incomplete. Threw that one to the sideline. Can't make a grab over there unless you stay in bounds. 4th down. That's another 3 and out for this Iowa team that really hasn't gotten going since that first possession. And then you had one end in a fumble.
Yeah, I mean, since that fumble, Jeff, they have just looked lost. They've looked scared. They've looked like the Iowa they've been all season, and it's disheartening because that first drive, they really were looking like they might be turning a new leaf here right at the end of the year, getting something ready for next year. But all of a sudden, it's like they're something just kind of whatever they had going for them, it's just gone.
Clutch saying one day he'll get interceptions, just not today. You're up 27-0, man. I don't know what you're complaining about. As Tyree picks up 17, and that's a 1st down back inside Iowa territory after 1 play.
Yeah, Griff Martin, the middle linebacker, comes up for the tackle, but that's Bryce Simons, the safety, just getting absolutely rocked there, not able to bring him down.
1st and 10, ball at, we'll call it the 34-yard line. 1st and 10, 2-by-2 set, Smith in the shotgun. And he's going to give it to Tyree, who's got a hole, and he has got 10 and a 1st down.
Yeah, it's a great job by Tyree there. Takes the open hole that the O-line makes them, is able to pick up the big 1st down. And here we go. Boise State once again finding their rhythm.
2-by-2 once again. Smith in the backfield has Tyree. Ball fake to Tyree. Looking to the near side. That is caught. McCray turning upfield. Still on his feet. Tackled at the 6.
Yeah, great job there by McCray. Just keeps the feet up, keeps moving. A great throw there by Smith, and he just lets his receivers do the work. McCray, smart job. Doesn't fall immediately to the ground. Finds some Iowa Hawkeyes, to fall onto, possibly keep that play alive.
1st and goal. Once again, shotgun for Smith. Ball fake to Tyree. Smith, he can take off if he wants to. He will, and he will walk into the end zone. I'd say that's untouched because he got tackled once he was in the end zone. That's untouched for Ryan Smith, as now gets a rushing touchdown to his name.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing you got to remember. This is a Boise State team that ran the triple option last season with Ryan Smith as their quarterback. So you want to talk about a guy who's known for running the football. You're looking at him right back there. So here we go. Boise State really just clicking on all cylinders.
But now that it's 34-0, should bring up that tomorrow will be the end of week 8. And we got 2 good rivalry games on tap. First off at 6, Alabama going to Auburn in the Iron Bowl. And then Michigan travels to the Horseshoe in Columbus, Ohio to take on the Buckeyes from Ohio State. Coverage kicks off
we
at
do.
6 p.m. Central Time tomorrow on Twitch. It's Cash being pushed out of bounds after a gain of 16.
And that's a great throw there from Morris Jr. right over the shoulder. That's the type of throw that you want your quarterback to make, where the only guy who has a shot at it is your receiver. Otherwise, it falls out. Beautiful throw there, and a great job by Cash getting those extra yards by cutting upfield.
First and 10, 2x2 set. J&J in the shotgun. Ennis. Oh, but look at that, and another fumble recovered by the Broncos. Corrin with the recovery.
Yeah, Corrin got the forced fumble last time. Now we'll get the recovery as big Alexander Wilson with the forced fumble. And when I say big, I'm talking 6'9", 310. I think quite literally King Kong out there in disguise, Jeff.
The 2 and the 7 getting mixed up. That's Wheeler with the recovery. It was
my
27,
apologies.
not 22. It was 22. So Wheeler with the recovery. First and 10 for Smith. Once again all day, but this time, what a read. It is picked off. Broken tackle. Another one. And to the 42-yard line. Maybe it's breathing some life back into this Iowa team. Tamarius Green with the interception.
Yeah, I think that part of that's just Tymarius Green just saying to the offense, hey, keep us off the field. Please, God, I need some Gatorade. Give me a little bit of breathing time. Please, offense.
Just like that, ball back to Iowa. That was literally back-to-back turnovers. Justin Morris Jr. will look to throw, but he's going to take off. Jones, company draped all over him after a gain of 5.
Yeah, a lot of white jerseys there, but Morris Jr. still able to fight forward for 5. Let's see that interception. Maybe that did breathe some life into the Hawkeyes. Let's see what they can do.
Two receivers to the near side, one to the top. Morris Jr. with the blitz coming from the corner. Senses the pressure, able to get rid of it. Finds Ty Kuhn coming across the middle on the drag route for 9.
Yeah, great pickup there by Kuhn. Able to pick up 9 on the short little drag route. Wasn't expecting that, honestly. Great decision making from Morris Jr.
First and 10, now inside Boise territory for a rarity in this game. That will be caught. Asher McAllister picking up 12, the tight end, with another big grab.
Yeah, and Iowa, are they finally clicking and finally putting something together? Morris Jr. looking pretty confident right now.
Morris Jr. will take the shotgun snap. Will fire it to Constant, who makes the grab. He has 9 on first down.
Yeah, Constant, 5 receptions, 71 yards already, Jeff. I mean, he has been, well, constant.
Yes, he has, playing to his last name. 2x2 set. Morris Jr. in the shotgun, has Ennis as well. Halfback screen, not allowing that to take shape is the Boise State defense. That's a throwaway.
And if I'm Iowa, I'm getting rid of that halfback screen. I don't want to see it again. Every time they decide to call it, Boise State's defense breaks through that line so quick.
Trips to the near side. Justin Morris Jr. will look and will fire it across the middle. That is caught. Terrence Jones pick it up 16.
He picked up 16, but he took an absolute shot from Peyton Parker there. Goodness gracious, left his feet. Can we call targeting? Is that targeting?
That's even a penalty in hockey as well.
Whew.
First and goal. First time we see the Hawkeyes in the red zone, and first time they are in a first and goal to go land. Throwing it, not on the same page. And that's incomplete. Looking for Ty Kuhn outside.
Yeah, I like the decision there, but if you're Morris Jr., that's a pass you have to make. Yeah, a wide open receiver, plenty of green in front of him. That's a pass that is all on you to make.
Trips. Morris Jr. is going to look to throw. Will fire it to Ennis out of the backfield. He got a gain of 1 before he takes a pop at the end of that play.
Yeah, and obviously if you're Iowa, you want points. It doesn't matter if it's 3 or 6, but with how well this drive has gone for you, I don't want to say 3 is a disappointment, but it's obviously not the ideal result with how well this drive has gone so far.
Daniels with the tackle on Ennis. Third and goal from the 7. Morris Jr. getting the snap. Will fire it, but it's incomplete. Looking for Cash, but his hands aren't Cash money tonight, and that's going to fall incomplete, and we'll see a field goal from Quinn Terry.
Yeah, that's a great job there by Boise State of bending but not breaking. But I will say this, that is the best Iowa has looked, Jeff, not just tonight, that's the best I think I've seen Iowa look in a game I've called this season on that one drive. You know, they have a good chance.
Last week they looked really good in the first half against Ohio State. I mean, they had the lead.
Did I call that Ohio State?
17-7. I don't know.
I didn't call that game. I said game I called.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't on the call for that one.
Oh, I thought you were. It seems like you're always on the call.
That's what I'm saying. Maybe I was. I've called so many games this season.
Now, you're always on a call for Ohio State. That's what I was making at. And a handoff to Tyree, picking up 5.
Yeah, God, you really are correct. I think this week might be the first one I haven't called for Ohio State, it seems. But a good job by Tyree, able to pick up 5. Boise State just going right back to what's worked for him.
Smith going to keep it. This time he's going to show off his running legs. He's got a first down. Oh, if he would have stayed upright if that defender didn't come, he might be down the sideline right now.
Yeah, Smith, 36 yards. And, really, Jeff, that just going to show how quick Boise's scoring, because that's only their 11th first down to Iowa's 8th.
1st and 10. Smith is going to take off and run. Witten chasing him. Does bring him down, but not after a gain of 16 and another first down for the Broncos.
Yeah, great job by Witten to keep fighting, keep that play alive by trying to bring him down, but a better job by Smith just dragging the big man for some yardage to pick up that first.
And it wasn't you. It was Vinny and Tiny that were on the call for that Iowa-Ohio State game. As Smith is going to keep it, but that will be a loss of 1 on the play.
I knew it. I felt like I would have rubbed it in your face more had I called it. But, great job by Iowa there, not allowing Smith to get anything going.
2nd and 11, coming up 1 yard behind the original line of scrimmage. Still in Iowa territory. Trips to the top of the formation. 2 receivers to the near side. Nobody in to block for Smith, but it doesn't matter. Thrown across the middle to Davis. He's got 13 and a first down.
Yeah, and Boise State really just kind of chewing apart this Iowa secondary right now. It seems like they're trying to go for some more zone coverage, maybe help spread the field out a little bit, but Boise State just seeing right through it.
Gonna go back to this tight, empty set formation. Little bunch set to the left, and that's going to be thrown, caught by Banger for 15.
Great throw there by Smith. Banger, just a short little out route, adds a little bit of angle to it to get some more yardage, and a big pickup there for Boise State.
Banger coming in, 15 receptions, 185 yards. Still looking for his first touchdown as well on the season. It was a late addition to the Boise State offense as McCray picking up 5.
Yeah, great job there by McCray. Keeps the toes in bounds. Already 100 receiving yards for him today, Jeff, and we're still at 2 minutes to go in the first half.
Motioning Tyree back into the backfield. Little RPO, incomplete. 3rd down coming up for the Broncos.
Yeah, that's a lucky play there for Iowa, Jeff, because there was nobody near the intended receiver there. Smith just makes the throw on the run and can't connect.
Trips to the bottom of the formation, 1 receiver to the top. Smith going to look to throw. What else is new? But there's Witten in the backfield yet again, being a little, causing some mayhem back there and starting, forcing another field goal from Cam Parker. He's already 2 for 2 on the night. We'll look to make it 3 for 3. Snap is down, kick is on the way, and it's true, 37-3.
Yeah, and that's a great job by Iowa. Again, holding Boise State to only 3. It's just unfortunately they couldn't do that in the first quarter. But Iowa now, here's a big chance. She finally figured out what could be working against the Boise State defense to come out and put 7 on the board.
Kick is going to be fielded at the goal line. And brought out by Kuhn, 22 yards. 2:05 to go in this first half of play. What does Iowa need to do to get through this Boise State defense?
I think you just got to go back to what worked on that last drive, those short to medium range passes.
Morris Jr. will look to throw. There's another short pass. Kuhn with a gain of 3.
Yeah, good start there, Kuhn. Only able to get 3, though. Let's see here. I'm expecting J&J to just make a pass here. I'm expecting something deep.
And throwing that one away is Morris Jr. already 19 of 30 on the night.
Yeah, and I mean, we know Iowa's not afraid to throw the ball, but obviously if you're going to throw it 30 times already, you want to be a little bit more consistent than 19 completions.
Morris Jr. going to look to throw, but he moves right into the sack. Dante Bonilla finally getting on the stat sheet. Kind of a quiet night for him, as well as Alexander Wilson, but it will go down as a sack for Bonilla, already his first of the night.
Yeah, great job by Bonilla just getting to the backfield, and Iowa once again having to punt the ball away.
So a punt upcoming, and Boise deciding not to use one of their 3 timeouts remaining. They're up 34 in this one. Minute 33 as the clock ticks down, and they'll take this all the way down to at least 2 seconds left on the play clock. There's the snap, finally, as Iowa will punt this one away, and Boise again could be in Iowa territory, and they are. Black trying to get to the outside, picks up 11, to be around the 45 of Iowa.
Yeah, we know how good this Boise State team is through the air. 303 yards already, Jeff. I wouldn't be surprised to see him take a shot here right at the end of the half.
I win as well. Why change up your offensive strategy now? 1:09 to go left in this first half of play. Smith, he's going to air it out deep. Oh, one-handed over the shoulder grab. What a play, young fella.
Goodness gracious, Elliot Griffin, welcome to the CFSL. Beautiful catch, style on him one time. Great throw there by Smith as well, but that's an even better catch by Griffin.
And Griffin's touchdown tonight in the second, I believe the first quarter, was his first in his CFSL young career. 1st and 10 to the end zone. That's another one. This time, Davis.
Yeah, great throw there. Davis getting in the touchdown column as well. Again, just a good throw from Smith. He has looked comfortable back there tonight, Jeff. Just absolutely comfortable. Great throw there, and Boise State really just keep piling it on.
I don't know who ordered the laser show, but Brian Smith is delivering as the extra point through the uprights and good. So a 41-point game here, Kinnick Stadium in Iowa City. Fans not liking what they're seeing, already started to hear some boos at the end of that touchdown. But now it's about a pride thing if you're the Hawkeyes.
Yeah, and I mean, this right here, I mean, we're just kind of seeing it. You got to hold on to the ball, and for goodness gracious, you have to give your quarterback some breathing room. You have to. Justin Morris Jr. has just been absolutely shut down and stuffed all game tonight by the Broncos team. 5 sacks already in this first half as a team.
1st and 10. 2-by-2 set for Justin Morris Jr., who's going to try to take off, but Trace Jones read that one like a book at a preschool.
Yeah, Jones just not getting fooled by that at all. Look at that, a late blitz even. That's a play that he was coming in late on when he sees there's no scramble. It actually helps him out. He's able to get to JMJ in the backfield.
Loss of 4 with 55 to go in this first half of play. Iowa will get the ball first to start the second half. 2-by-2 set, and the way these fans aren't liking what they're seeing, they probably don't even want to see them come out for the second half. 2-by-2 set. Justin Morris Jr. in the shotgun. Ennis to the side card left. Linebackers adjusting a little bit as Justin Morris Jr. is going to take some time off the clock. And they will snap it with 2 seconds left on the play clock. Down to 5. And there's the snap with 19 on the game clock. Morris Jr. taking a shot. That one almost picked off by Perez.
Yeah, great read there by Perez. Almost able to bring it down. Goes up for it, but the deflection works all the same. Now Iowa once again in a long 3rd down situation.
3rd and 14, trying to give it to the outside. Not going to work. Logan Pearson not going anywhere. There's Alexander Wilson getting into the backfield. That will be 3 and out. Not even a chance to get a first down after that, and that is going to be how we close out this first half of play. 44-3 in this battle between Boise and Iowa, as this is the 3rd meeting between these teams. Series is tied 1 game apiece, and this is also the first time they met since season 2. And Here we go, Matt. We enter the halftime. I know it's 44-3, but if you're in that Iowa locker room right now, what is the what's the pep talk going on in there?
I'm saying two things if I'm in the Iowa locker room right now. The first is, hey, they did that to us in the first half. There's nothing saying we can't do it to them. My favorite quote to describe the CFSL is I saw it in chat from, I believe, EJ a couple games ago, Jeff. What happens in the first half can happen in the second. You know, I don't like to call anybody out of any game until that final whistle blows, and I stand by that. But now, if I'm Iowa, I'm looking at my offense especially my seniors, and saying, this game is on you guys. This is your final game here at home on our field in front of our fans. This is how you will be remembered in these fans' eyes. Not the great things you did, but this final game. How do you want to go out and be known? Do you want to be remembered as a team that gave up, or do you want to be remembered as a team that fought back? That's what it comes down to, Jeff. Iowa has to show a little bit of heart, a little bit of fight. They can't give up until that whistle blows.
The road team has won each of the previous matchups, but then again, it was back in season 1 and season 2. Things have changed a lot since then. And also the winner also having scored over 50 points both times in those previous matchups, in Boise is only 6 points away from hitting 50, so the next touchdown will do just that. 1st and 10 across the middle, and that is going to be J&J with the incomplete pass.
Yeah, and I like the decision there. It's just unfortunately throws it into coverage. That Boise State secondary has been stifling all season. You got to make some smarter throws.
2nd and 10 for Justin Morris Jr. Gets rid of it just before the pressure gets home and turning it upfield. Nice little play, picks up 5. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Yeah, Tycoon, the receiver, they're able to cut it upfield, and if you're Iowa, you got to convert. You cannot, once again, put your defense right back out there.
Trips to the top of the formation, and it's batted up in the air. Morris Jr.'s pass falls incomplete, and that'll be a 3 and out. And remember,
yeah, and boys,
go ahead.
No, go ahead. No, you go ahead. You go ahead.
So coming up tomorrow, remember, it kicks off at 6 p.m. Central Time on Twitch. Alabama taking on Auburn in the Iron Bowl, followed at 8 by Michigan taking on Ohio State in the game in Columbus as a penalty. A clipping call once again on Boise State. Is it Weinrich? No, this time it's Tyler Wheeler getting called for the clipping. What are you looking forward to in that Alabama-Auburn game, Hatchell?
I mean, you know, it's the craziness that is the CFSL, Jeff. Everybody's saying Auburn doesn't have a chance, but it's Allen and Pack in a rivalry game as co-ADs. I'm not counting Auburn out. I'm really not. I think Alabama, their players are taking them a bit too lightly. I think they're feeling themselves a bit too much right now. Don't be surprised if that sneaky Auburn team might be able to pull off a tight one. 2-2.
Yeah, right now it's everybody's taking. Most of the people are taking Alabama that are still remaining in the sports book that can still pick against Auburn, that haven't been either snake bitten or haven't been greened already, and we already have a couple winners in that survivor pool, but a lot of majority are taking Alabama in that one, and we'll see what happens. That one should be a good one because you never know what can happen, and Pack really does hate Alabama with a passion, so you just never know. And we won't comment on our game at 8. That one should be a good one no matter what happens. I know Michigan has a chance to solidify the Big Ten. Ohio State has other ideas. That one's complete to Davis on the far side for 16. And man, it's been all Boise State in this one.
Yeah, and I mean, yeah, especially with our game, Jeff, believe me, we are ready. And, you know, again, you guys have a lot to play for as well, not just winning the rivalry game, but that'd be y'all's first win of the season. That would you guys won last week, correct? My apologies. But, you know, just that chance for that big upset ruining our chances. I mean, I know if you're a Buckeye fan, there's nothing more than you want. There's nothing you want more than that right now.
So, keeping an eye on Smith, he is one completion away from tying Adric Berry from season 2 for Boise State's single season completion record of 273. And it won't happen here because it's a pitch. Does get it off to McCray, cuts it back inside. and picks up 12. So still waiting for Ryan Smith, one completion away from tying Adric Berry from season 2 for most completions in the season.
And I'd be shocked if he doesn't get it.
Nope, he's going to keep it. Now that we're bringing it up, now he's just going to run it, and he picks up a gain of 1.
Yeah, I don't know if maybe Clutch might be letting us foot off the gas a little bit, or or maybe he's just saying, hey, save that arm a little bit, man. We got the pit to worry about. We can't have you throwing out that shoulder.
He will look to throw here. Is it going to be completed? No, it won't. Incomplete. Wetzel having that hit off his hands. 3rd and 9, so the last opportunity here on this drive.
Yeah, that's a great job by Wetzel, able to swat the ball down. Almost comes down with it, but not quite.
2-by-2 set. Smith will look to throw. Gonna take a shot to the end zone. Toe drag swag. That is how you tie Adric Berry for single season completions. Congratulations, Ryan Smith.
And that's a beautiful throw. I mean, look at that. Right in the corner, ripping, gets the toes down. I want to say he did, but knowing our reviews, no, we're not reviewing that. All right, we're going to let it stay.
So one more to set Ryan Smith and etch his name into Boise State history. Boise State receiver Matthew McCray, though, coming into this one 21st with 605 receiving yards in the CFSL, as no player in the top 20 in receiving for either of these two teams.
Yeah, and Jeff, it is just kind of crazy to think about how much Boise State's offense has, succeeded after that triple option last season. I mean, Ryan Smith goes from running the triple option to tying and more than likely breaking the single season completion record in back-to-back seasons.
Fumble on the play, and it's going to be staying with Iowa. Crisis averted for now.
Yeah, great job by Iowa, able to fall on it, but O'Curran, second forced fumble of the game, just been everywhere. As I do believe also, I do believe his teammate Chris Klesko, another senior, should get some credit for that as well. He was the one mainly wrapped around JMJ.
6:06 to go in this third quarter. Two receivers to the near side. Justin Morse Jr. going to look to throw. And pocket starting to collapse. This time holds on to it as he takes the sack. Who else but Tyler O'Corn, who has 2 forced fumbles, now 2 sacks.
Yeah, and I mean, Jeff, it's kind of funny. O'Corn kind of been the quiet person in this linebacker core. Had 2 sacks all season coming into tonight.
Third and 20. Morris Jr.'s going to air it out. Oh, that is caught to the 40, being chased down to the 31-yard line goes Terrence Jones.
And that's a great throw there from Morris Jr. Jones. Beats Peyton Parker off the line, and it becomes a foot race, but he can't quite get it as Weinrich coming up with the tackle.
Coming in, middle linebacker Griff Martin, 6th in the CFSL with 76 tackles coming into tonight. Colt Wetzel tied for 8th with 73. That can also just be a factor of the defense being out on the field way too much, as Jones, another reception, picks up 6.
Yeah, but if there's one bright side for Iowa right now, this has been the longest their defense, Jeff, has been off the field this game. Finally getting that chance to recuperate, chill out, catch your breath. Maybe that gives a chance to come up big against the next drive.
And that will be incomplete. Cash not able to hold on to the ball. Maybe thinking about turning that one upfield or about the hit he was going to take.
Yeah, I think he just took his eye off the ball at the last second. I think he was wanting to take it upfield there, but you got to have the ball to be able to do that.
2 receivers to the top, 1 to the bottom. Constant all alone to the near side. Floating it to the end zone, and it's broken up by Weinrich, who's playing a really special center field tonight.
Yeah, Weinrich doing a great job in coverage outside of course, that clipping penalty he had earlier. But Iowa going to take the 3 here, and I think you got to just get points on the board and start feeling better about your situation.
Flag and a false start will back this one up. A 4th and 4. As Smith saying still no INT. You got that right. Keep waiting until next week in the pit. Another special thing for this one, Boise State defensive end Alexander Wilson. As the snap is down, kick is on the way. It is through the uprights and good. So 2 field goals for Iowa, trying to cut into the lead. Now 51-6, and with Boise State's touchdown, 51 keeps the streak of the winners in this series scoring 50 or more points. Meanwhile, going back to Boise State, Alexander Wilson, second in the CFSL with 29 tackles for loss, and also third in the CFSL with 17 sacks this season. Does have a sack, so now is up to 18. Tackles for loss, have to see when Wilson makes another TFL, how many he has tonight. Smith will pitch it, and McCray this time will be hit for a loss of 3 on the play.
Yeah, I mean, great job there, Griffin, getting to the backfield, bringing him down for a loss of 3, not getting fooled by that run play there. As again, you know, next completion for Smith, that's the record.
Yeah, 2nd and 13, 2-by-2, be surprised. Here we go. And that will be the easiest conversion or pass completion he's had, and there is the record. Congratulations, Ryan Smith, all-time for single season passing completions in Boise State history.
Yeah, absolutely. Big congrats to Ryan Smith.
That's going to be floated and caught by TJ Williams, the tight end, with another grab. Goes for 12.
Yeah, and I mean, he's not going to slow down, obviously. You know, Smith finding his receiver there for the pickup of 12, and they are just going to be looking to add on is Boise State.
Dante Bonilla was tied for 7th in the CFSL with 10 sacks. He has 1 already, giving him 11 on the season. So probably moving up to 6th, maybe tied. 51-6 is the score with 4:11 to go in this third quarter. Trips to the top of the formation. Clutch maybe not wanting, nope, they're going to hand this one off. Tyree will pick up 3 on the play.
Yeah, and I mean, maybe at this point, Boise State is just trying to maybe run out the clock a little bit, try to stay fresh for the pick coming up. I don't think that's an awful idea, honestly. Don't want to risk anything here late in the game.
Smith going to look to throw. Batted away. Incomplete. Bryce Simmons was with the deflection.
Yeah, great job there by Simmons, able to swat it down. And I mean, Iowa's defense, Jeff, showing up, forcing a punt here. That's what I've been looking for all game from this defense. I want to see them do that more.
Punt is away, fielded at the 20. Brought out for a gain of 11 by Ty Kuhn. And, well, so Iowa's going to have a retool next season. They're going to have a new quarterback. And we all know in the CFSL it starts and ends with the quarterback. It's going to be interesting to see what Iowa does next season. Beat it down, coming over, will take over for Taddy Griffin. Halfback screen, it's caught by Ennis, picking up 8 on the play. But also, you got to think, does Constant stay? Does Cash stay? Jones is a freshman. Or no, Constant is a senior, excuse me, so he'll be...
Yes, Constant will be gone.
Yeah, so going to be a lot of new players unless Kuhn stays, Cash stays, and then just add another receiver. I think something could work here, especially you never know what the quarterbacks coming in from high school, what they look like either. So I think there's a lot of opportunity here for Beat It Down to maybe form this Iowa team into something he really wants and not, you know, just taking something that was handed to him.
Yeah, and I mean, another key thing to remember, Jeff, is a lot, and I mean a lot of this team are young guys, freshmen or sophomores, still got a couple seasons left in the CFSL. And especially if, you know, I think Beat It Down can do something special with this Iowa team, especially if a majority of those guys do decide to stay. You get one of those really talented quarterbacks we have coming out of high school. I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, if anything, you know, we've seen teams go from bottom to top, you know, in just a season or two. I don't count anybody out.
Yeah, and it'll be, you know, they're going to be there. McAllister, the tight end, he's a junior, so he'll be a senior next year. Maybe he stays and maybe be a vocal leader on that offense. Throwing it deep, there's Constant with the 34-yard grab. JMJ just threw a little bit more air on it instead of a kind of a bullet pass. Maybe he's into the end zone for a touchdown.
Yeah, and that's the kind of things that obviously in a much closer game you do keep your eye on. But right now, if you're Iowa, you're just going out and trying to put points on the board. Obviously, you want that to lead to a touchdown, but you still got a chance here. Put those points up.
Morris Jr. will throw incomplete. Looking for Constant. You got Ennis going back. I mean, he's a sophomore. Rogers will graduate. He's a senior. Senior also for Kyle Perry. So there's a lot of room here to grow, and who knows, maybe bring in a backup running back, have some competition. Competition always brings out the best, as McAllister picking up 9, 3rd and 1 coming up.
Yeah, good gain there from McAllister on that short little comeback route, fighting for 9. And I mean, Jeff, also, not just this competition, really kind of breed that good mentality, but you have those guys, Jones, Cash, Kuhn, 3 of the 4 big receivers for Iowa, 2 of them are freshmen, and then Kuhn's going to be Kuhn's currently a sophomore. Like, these are guys that could have a long career here in Iowa if they do choose to stay.
Yeah, plus you never know what happens in the offseason. People hit the weight room as well, so things could change kind of drastically for the Iowa program here in the CFSL after kind of not the year they were hoping for. 1st and 10 coming up. JCD, we mentioned that JMJ, it's his last game. We were talking about quarterbacks as well, coming out of high school, but Logan Pearson out of the backfield picks up 7.
Yeah, and don't even sleep on, the quarterbacks we have in the CFSL.
Yeah, transfer portal.
You never know. You could be in for a big shock in the transfer portal, and you make the right pitch to the right guy, and that changes your whole offense.
Yeah. All these teams live and die with the quarterback play. It is just like the NFL and like college. You gotta, if you have a great quarterback and you get some good quarterback play, you're always going to be in the game. As Justin Morris Jr. is going to keep it, breaking a tackle, he's into the end zone. Rushing touchdown for Justin Morris Jr. as he looks up to the heavens.
And, that's got to feel good in your final game to cross that goal line one more time. Great job by Morris Jr. there. Keeps fighting for those yardage, able to put the points on the board. And if you're Iowa, that's still got to feel good, be able to put the ball in the end zone.
Meanwhile, we got a minute 14 left to go in the 3rd quarter, plus a whole 4th quarter. But Boise solidifying their place in the pit. They'll move to 4-4, barring a miraculous and historic comeback from Iowa and a return here by Black, 37 yards. And what are their chances, Hatchell, to maybe win the pit? Or it's what they're looking like right now with this offense, and if it can click like this, it is gonna come down to what Ryan Smith shows up. Is it good Ryan Smith, or is it bad Ryan Smith? It's almost like Jay Cutler from the Bears days, or some of the other kind of borderline quarterbacks.
Yeah, really, I think that is what it comes down to, Jeff. You got to keep in mind the past 3 weeks, Boise State has lost games by at a maximum of 4 points. They lost by 4 to Michigan last week, and then by 3 points in the 2 weeks before that. This is a team that has been, you put one more touchdown on the board in each of those games for Boise State, Jeff. They go from what would be now a 4-4 team to, we're looking at what, a 2-loss Boise team at that point, a 1-loss Boise team. That's just how quickly this can change. And so they're my sleeper pick, I would say. They're not going to be my top pick. But if there's going to be a team that I think is going to make some noise that people might not be betting on, I would put my money on the Broncos. They're coming in hot even with those losses. They're coming in looking good.
Yeah, and it starts with the defensive line. If you have a good defensive line, we've seen it time and time again. Some of the good teams in the CFSL all have had good defensive lines that can generate pressure without having to really bring blitzes. And they got a good defensive line with Bonilla, with Wilson. Jones has had a good game here tonight. So,
yeah, this is the Boise team that, in my opinion, was more so known for their secondary coming into this season, with guys like Parker, Weinrich, Dawson Daniels, the freshman, being a big pickup for him. But Wilson, Jones, and Bonilla, they have just played their hearts out all season, and it has really paid off for this defense.
Ball fake, and that's going to be Banger. Still looking for his first touchdown reception of the season. Maybe he can squeak one in here, and that will do it for the end of the 3rd quarter. Those of you on YouTube, put your 4s up in chat. Remember, smash that like button. Do it for the league first, and Boise State's on top, 51-13. You're watching the CFSL presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. Here we go. We got 23 currently watching on YouTube. We could definitely get those likes up. We're up to 10. It doesn't take much. Just hit that like button. And that is to the end zone. Touchdown. It won't be Banger. It is Rashad Black.
Yeah, great throw there from Smith. And Jeff, that's the type of play that just simply, when you're on, you're on. Back foot on the run, pressure being applied all around. The receivers having to come back to make the catch, but when it's clicking for you like it is for Smith tonight, it's just clicking. And that's just kind of sometimes it's clicking so well that you could throw everything, including the kitchen sink, at a quarterback, and it still wouldn't work. And I think, unfortunately for Iowa, that's just kind of been the case tonight.
Yeah, and going back to this defense for Boise, though, you got, Parker, who's playing in his last season. He's a senior elite corner. But then Dawson Daniels, there's been a thing the last couple of years with Boise State and these corners. Wayne Finnegan coming back from JUCO to Boise and having outstanding season. Was the leader for career interceptions before Emilio Gonzalez broke that the following season as Jones picks up 11. But Payne Parker career, I remember I was there from the start when I was with Boise, Luke Hall. So seeing Parker now as a senior, it's kind of weird and kind of tear to my eye for what he's done. And Dawson Daniels, talk about learning from a good one. But there's a lot here. You got Weinrich, a junior. Perez making some good plays. He's got 1 interception on the season. So this, at every point in this defense for Boise, they could be, a team that might get overlooked. But if you really pay attention, maybe if you really pay attention game in and game out, I don't know how you would overlook Boise, but they're one that could creep up on you in that pit coming up.
Yeah, I'll agree with that. There have been weeks where I'm like, why are people ranking Boise so low? But then I keep in the back of my mind, I've called great completion there, by the way, to Jones. Goodness gracious.
Yeah, it picks up 28. Keep going.
I was just saying, being the broadcaster, we're lucky enough to, I think at this point in the season, I think I have officially, with our game we called at 6 earlier, I think I have now called a game for every single team outside of Michigan this year. And so, and a lot of those have been, the Ohio States, the Boise States type of games. And so I've been able to see this Boise State team, so I know what they're made of. So seeing, a lot of people still underrate them, it was shocking to me because, like I said, if I were to pick a dark horse in the pit, it's this Boise State team, I think they are being a little bit disrespected, a little bit more just kind of focused on their record and not, again, 3 straight losses, sure, but when the biggest loss is by 4, and, sometimes that's just not something you can control.
Yeah, and we saw it last season. I don't know if anybody would have picked Ohio State to win the pit last season, especially when Auburn, barely missed out on going to the playoffs. And you had Oregon as well. So maybe, the Big Ten will hold them down the fort for the pit for another season, and it will have to take the 3rd winner of the pit to knock off a Big Ten team. But we'll see. Still a lot left to go. Still got 2 games coming up tomorrow. Again, if you're just tuning in or haven't really looked at the schedule at all, tomorrow, closing out rivalry week with the 2 biggest rivalries in the league and in college football, with the Iron Bowl kicking it off at 6 Central Time tomorrow on Twitch with Alabama and Auburn from Jordan-Hare Stadium, and then at 8 p.m. to wrap up Week 8 and get ready for the playoffs will be Michigan as a toe drag swag by Tycoon in the back of the Yes Zone. We were talking about him, and he comes through. JMJ now with a rushing touchdown and a passing touchdown in this game, as Michigan will travel to the Big House to take on Ohio State to close out and wrap up Week 8 here in Season 14. Can't believe we're already getting to the playoffs. Man, it just seemed like yesterday doing some recruiting, and now all of a sudden we're at Week 8, and boy, Pitt next week and the playoffs as well. We'll know the seedings on Monday. It goes quickly, actually.
If you're someone who catches the occasional game that isn't your team's game, or even only normally catches your team's game, now is when I suggest I need to see you guys tuning in every game. this is when the fun really begins. The playoffs, the pit. This is when it all really starts to matter. It's now you win, you go on, you lose, you're out.
Yep, this is it now. This is just like March Madness, and that's what makes March Madness so good is that it's one game. It's a game 7 all in one game. You win, you move on. You lose, better get ready, better recruit up for next season. As Mike said in chat, seedings will hopefully be on Saturday, and that'll be some content drop right there.
Yeah, and I mean, and unlike these past few seasons, we have no undefeated team, or we really don't have a team that has proven to be dominant every single week. I guess you could say the best guess would be Florida State, but they're coming in with a loss, and even they haven't looked dominant every single week. So this is truly the time where you see that team that scrapes into the playoffs upset Florida State or the number 1 seed at the time. This is the time where you see that 7 seed make a run to the Natty. That's what I love about this time of the year, Jeff.
And sure, and it will all take place on Twitch. Well, the pit, not confirmed yet, might be on YouTube. So just pay attention to the schedule channel. If not, then, just wait until the announcement comes out for that game. 4th and 1 coming up. So Iowa with the stop, 58-20 is the score. Iowa coming back a little bit, but with 5:50 left to go. Just Cinderella turned out the lights too soon as it goes into the end zone for a touchback.
Yeah, Cinderella, I don't think they realized it struck midnight already, unfortunately. But her carriage has already turned into a pumpkin. Yeah, her dress is now made back to rags. That was clearly made by mice. I still don't know how that really worked.
Well, that's why it was an animation movie, Hatchel.
You're right. But I'll give Iowa this, Jeff. They could have thrown in the towel a long time ago. They really could have, but they decided not to. And at the very least, while this game didn't turn out the way they wanted, they have my respect for that. They could have thrown in the towel a while ago and chose not to, and I will respect the Iowa Hawkeyes for that for the rest of this season going forward.
Again, 2 more games remaining for Week 8. Iron Bowl, Alabama, Auburn. Do you have let's do some picks for that one at least. Who are you taking in that one?
Again, it's that thing where I can't fault anybody for picking Alabama. I can't. You've seen it. If you've seen how Auburn or Alabama played this year, I can't fault that decision. But it's just that feeling, that little feeling in your gut where you can't explain why you think the big upset's going to happen. Like, I can't tell you why. But something in my gut is saying, again, Auburn's going to pull a rabbit out of the hat. They're going to do something. I don't know if it's going to be like a late pick 6. I don't know if it's going to be a recovered onside kick. But something is telling me Auburn pulls off the upset.
I just think Dobbins won't. It's hard to pick against Alabama, like you said. I'll take Alabama in that one. I just think there's a lot. Even though they don't really have a chance, the only thing they could do is maybe help themselves. It's Kostic, go up and get it. 34-yard reception, now up to 149 yards on only 8 receptions. But I just think to help them, and if they don't get a wild card spot, they'll be in the pit.
Yeah, that's
as crazy as that is.
Yeah, it's crazy. As TD says it in best, just absolutely mossed, constantly went up and grabbed it. But yeah, Alabama not making the playoff could be a big surprise.
Morris Jr. will connect with Constant yet again across the middle. So, as it currently stands, Wisconsin right now in the lead in the Big Ten, though Michigan hasn't played yet.
Correct.
Notre Dame, help to get into the playoffs, to squeak their way in. But there's going to be a lot of good teams going into the pit. It's going to be hard. Plus, who gets the wild card spots
Yep.
It's oh
Yeah,
man, there's gonna be a lot to settle.
Yeah, as a
Incomplete. Yeah. So Alabama 5-2, 3-2 in conference play. If they win, they will be with Florida, and I think Florida beat Alabama earlier in the season. So yeah, I mean, I don't know how you put Bama ahead of Florida unless there's some magical thing that Smitty has in his RPIs rankings in his computer that he puts in and spits out. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised, but I mean, keep in mind, I mean, Notre Dame, they're going to be watching that Ohio State-Michigan game closely, Jeff, because a Michigan loss means Notre Dame would actually pick up that 2 seed from the Big Ten.
Costin with the 3-yard touchdown reception, 58-27. Pending they go for the extra point and not go for 2. But also, I mean, Missouri, they finished up strong. They're going to be 4-4 for West Virginia. You know, whoever misses out on the playoffs, I mean, this pit is going to be locked and loaded with teams. I mean, the SEC's got some strong candidates. Oh man, the voting. I mean, hopefully it's all gonna go down on Saturdays. They didn't go for the 2. They went for the extra point. Onside kick unsuccessful. So ball back to Boise with 3:22 to go.
And, I can't fault them for going for the onside kick. You got to do what you can. Senior night, final home game, you got to go all big. But, I mean, Jeff, when we're talking about the pit, I mean, let's assume, 3 Big Ten teams and we'll say 3 SEC teams get in, right? You're still looking at – no, to the playoffs to make up the 8. So you're talking, 3 Big 12 teams make it to the pit. Probably 2 SEC teams, and then probably you're still looking at a couple Big Ten teams vying for that as well. It's a stacked competition to get in.
Do you go Oklahoma State and Florida? They're both 5-3.
Yeah.
Plus Alabama, they're 5-2. They'd be 6-2. So they'd be ahead of Florida.
Yeah. And then I mean, obviously there's the error of Michigan. Michigan would be say Michigan loses. That's a 6-2 Michigan.
Tyree down picking up 29. Excuse me, he's going to be tackled at the 2.
Yeah, I mean, you have a 6-2 Michigan team, but I mean, a lot of people are still holding that big loss to Notre Dame against Michigan. Then you add on the loss to Ohio State, regardless of score. I do think that could affect some voters in a way.
Definitely. First and goal. Empty set for Ryan Smith. They're taking some time off the clock. Yeah, still a lot to be sorted out, but, we'll know the final standings. And we'll know who's locked into the playoffs after tomorrow. After 9:15 Central Standard Time is when we'll know playoffs, because that's when the buzzer will sound from Columbus. Barring overtime, as Tyler with the 3-yard touchdown reception. 7 touchdowns for Ryan Smith in this contest.
Yeah, and I mean, I gave credit to Iowa for not giving up, but Boise's not gonna let their foot off the gas. They're saying to the voters, basically, that's what they're proving. They're saying, hey, we very clearly deserve to be in the pit and maybe even a higher seed than you think. We deserve to be in there.
So 7 passing touchdowns. Ryan Smith, passes his own record. He had 5 passing touchdowns, the 3rd most in Boise single game in a single game, and then also 6 was the most. He was tied with Elton Bridges back in season 10, but season 12, Ryan Smith against Texas had 6. But with 7 tonight, he has now broken the record for single game passing touchdowns in a game. So congratulations to Smith, just continuing an impressive, I would say impressive career for Boise State, and definitely will go down as their best quarterback that Boise State has had. I mean, it's hard to, go with anybody else. Yeah.
He's got one more year to tell you. That's scary.
Yeah. Floating that one was picked off by Parker. He hasn't had a pick in this one, does have 2 deflections.
Yeah, I mean, Parker, he's tried his best, but he just hasn't been able to hold on to one.
Clutch saying vote us into the playoffs, but, you're 4-4, man. I don't know how you're not going to gain an extra win. You know, you'd still be behind Notre Dame. And so that's going to be a conversion, 1st and 10, as they find Constant.
Hey, Clutch, that's when those 4 points from last week really come into play, man. Appreciate you for that one. But a great job by Constant, able to put it up for the first down. I love Clutch. I had to get one in. If he's gonna say bonus into the playoffs, that means we don't make it in possibly.
Yeah. I don't know. Clutch can try all he wants. There's no way. Logan Pearson picking up 10.
There he is, bonus in. Yeah, great job by Pearson getting it to 2nd and inches though.
Next thing you know, he's going to come up saying a vote against us is a vote for communism.
Don't give him ideas.
2nd and inches. That's going to be caught by Tycoon after a gain of 6.
Yeah, Kuhn, I mean, 9 receptions, 46 yards. He's been the kind of that short receiver tonight, but they've been doing a great job of just fighting through it as Trace Jones picks up his 7th tackle.
First and 10. Hand off to Ennis. Hey, finally, we see a run play. Picking up 11. There's been a couple, but Ennis, only 4 carries in this game. And barring anything, he'll finish under 100 carries on the season.
I'm sorry, I'm laughing at Clutch in chat now.
Clutch is an idiot. Justin Morris Jr. will throw, and it will be picked off by Parker. Wow. What a pick!
He's gone.
And he is not going to be caught. Hey, Clutch, you were asking for picks. Well, there you go. How about a pick 6, 100-yard return for Parker?
Parker just stomping it up. Parker's like, this is my night. This is my senior night. I'm finishing this game. What a pick 6. Parker's been wanting it all night. And, I mean, Jeff, that's not salt in the wound. That's just spitting in the wound and telling them, I hope you get an infection.
Ugh. Gangrene or something.
Yeah, it's something like that. Oh, we're reviewing it. Come on, Booth! Booth!
Watch them overturn this. Oh, that was the quickest review I've ever seen. We didn't even see any replays.
I think maybe the booth was also just like, you know what, guys, 30 seconds left.
Why do we even need a review?
I don't know.
Well, it's just to get you PO'd. I would hope that they would reverse it. It's because it's against you.
It wouldn't be. I hope you mean against Clutch and not me.
Against Clutch? Yeah, I said Clutch.
Oh, okay, I didn't hear you say Clutch. I was worried at first.
I said Clutch. 1st and 10 coming up. 28 seconds remaining. Don't know why the refs called that one for a review. Just holding off the inevitable. That 72-27, and maybe it's what is it when the scores are reversed? What is that called?
Palindrome. You're looking for a palindrome, I believe.
Palindrome. Yes, that's it. There we go. It was on the tip of my tongue. You're the new EJ. I like it. 1st and 10. As Justin Morris Jr. will throw that away. Run the football.
Hey, Mike, I appreciate the compliment, but I believe look starts with an L and not a semicolon.
Oh. And off to Ennis. Loss of 1 on the play.
God, I love being able to see Mike type in real time. I love being able to see that.
Oh. 15 seconds remaining. I don't know if there is a Hail Mary and a touchdown worth 40-something points.
Globetrotter rules, baby.
Yeah, if you from your own 20. Ennis lost to 4 on the play. 4th and 15. No need to call the timeouts. Teams keeping all 3. 3 seconds left. This is going to be GG's.
I mean, Jeff, some that's slipping by. Morris Jr. has 450 passing yards.
Yeah.
Just wanted to get that out there.
So, Hatchell, let's wrap this one up. Get people ready for big rivalry games tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Boise State, they came out with a mission. Prove why you should be in the pit. Prove why you should need to be ranked higher. And if you're Iowa, obviously, heartbreaking into the season, heartbreaking into some guys' careers, but you got to look forward to the future. That's all you can do at this point if you're the Hawkeyes. You have the new AD coming in. Hopefully you get some of those big guys to stay. You pick up some new ones and you get going. And if you're Boise State, it's exactly how you want to be feeling going into the pit.
On behalf of my analyst, Matt Hatchell, executive producer, Mike Peters, I'm Jeff Melanish, and thank you for spending your evening with us. We hope you enjoyed this presentation of the Collegiate Football Simulation League, presented by PX1 Sports on YouTube. Again, the final score is 72-27, number 13 Boise over Iowa. And we will see you back here tomorrow night, starting at 6 p.m. Central Time for the Iron Bowl, Alabama and Auburn from Jordan-Hare Stadium. So until tomorrow night, have a great night, everybody.